with this, I'm not just only clarifying what's with Arthur, the reasoning behind it, but also I'm kickstarting a new way of communication at sessions. We'll explain soon. So this is the first episode out of a series today with the scope of explaining what's happening with Arthur, but also to kickstart this new way of communicating. Big promise that this video will be super useful if you are a sessions customer, if you are part of our community, if you are part of the team, not only the core team but also the extended one. If you invested in sessions or planning to invest, but also this is super interesting for anyone who's interested into the future of sessions, but also the future of work, our main preoccupation. But also, I really think that this is super relevant for anyone who's interested in modern techniques of company building. Uh, before starting and going into the details and depths of this episode, I want to explain what's with this new communication style. Basically, uh, I'm turning into a content creator uh, to front run our journey with sessions and to help spreading our mission. I will do this kind of long format episodes uh, once per week, or at least maximum at least 2 weeks, where I will try to clarify as much as possible on clarities, or to inform with progress. Already a super impressive number of people are following our journey and are interacting with sessions, and I think this format will be a super interesting way to keep in touch. Also, I have some short format communication on the other channels. I have here my LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube attached with this document. This document will be attached to where I will publish the episode. Uh, Please interact with it, comment with it. Also, this is actually a session that I'm recording. The transcript, yes, it's on. I don't know why it is on Russian, but I will. This is not Russian for sure. This is English. I hope so. But yeah, let's yeah, I changed it again to English. So super. For those of you who don't want to see the entire episode, also we have the transcript, the sessions resources, and everything. Uh, we will use this document as a foundation for the next sessions. So yeah, please feel free to engage. Again, I plan to do this at least uh, 2 times per month. I hope so to do this once per week. uh, Even more important than my communication, before going into details, I want to give a huge kudos to my badass team. We moved with Arthur incredibly well. The product is shaping very well. The campaign was very successful. I'm Everything is falling into the right place, and as always, you people are absolutely amazing. Big shout out for Razvan, our head of product, who again manages to do an absolutely incredible job. Absolutely grateful to have you all on with me on this. Uh, Also, super important, a huge kudos for those who, against all unclarities, already invested in Arthur, already bought some sort of early pack deal. This is huge for me. This is huge for us. Literally, we will work non-stop to make your investments worthy. So yeah, thank you so much. Super impressive. I really appreciating the those of you who already invested into this. And again, a huge kudos for all of you who are putting effort in giving us continuous feedback, whatever the nature of the feedback. We are feeding ourselves with constructive feedback. This is how we evolve. This is how we evolve sessions. This is how we will evolve Arthur, and this is how we will build amazing product with counting on your feedback. Yeah. So thank you so much, all who are with us on this amazing journey in one way or another. I personally, I'm super grateful for having all of you with me, with us, to do some quick wins, uh, to immediately check some clarifications on the Arthur launch thing. I want to start with some very some quick wins actually. So we received a lot of questions if we are going to change focus from sessions, or if sessions features will be neglected. Totally no. Au contraire, the Arthur strategy will add more resources for sessions, the company, to extend the team and to improve the product and the customer service. So our bet is that this strategy will bring a lot of speed to sessions, the company, and the product. Another question was, will sessions be abandoned? This is a definitely no. Sessions will continue to evolve and move even faster. Actually, a lot of cool things. We will announce a lot of cool things in the next few days. Uh, what is Arthur? Product extension AI assistant. Uh, Long story short, super short, Arthur is a new product, a new paradigm, something that it's emerging in technology these days. Is distinct from sessions, but it shares many primitives. Uh, Arthur is the future, sessions is the present, and I will clarify this very soon. Another question was, how is Arthur linked with sessions? Uh, Both sessions and Arthur are products of the same company, of Sessions Technologies Inc. Uh, some sessions components will be part of Arthur, but also some of Arthur components will be used in session. So they will be distinct products, but both products are part of the same company, and the products will share some components. Also, a lot of questions on what Arthur will be capable to do. Uh, you asked for clear examples. I will do a quick listing with entering into details later. Arthur will do for you scheduling and calendar management. Arthur will do for you setup and reminders, but also will be able to do scheduling, setup, and reminders in a single prompt. Arthur will able to set up sessions from one-to-one meetings to large-scale webinars, while preparing the entire tech setup for these meetings. Like, for example, Arthur will be able to do a session with the team on the product review and set up the video conferencing, the transcript, the recording, and everything needed. Also, Arthur will be there in your sessions to give in session tactical coaching. An assistant will help with meeting preps, with help with note taking. Arthur will do for you follow ups, reminder, automations. Will generate sessions content, provide insights. Literally, will help you look better because also it will be customizable from an UX perspective, and all of this just to start with. As you will see, Arthur is something super extensible. Uh, yeah, Arthur differentiator. This was another recurring question. What are Arthur's differentiators? I will give it in a. I will give it in a sentence, short sentence, and I will explain this. I will give the details later. So Arthur is super different from what we know now into the market. And we can see Arthur as a natural language custom trained orchestrator of many agents, models, and modules and connectors that share a common memory. It's something different, but I will explain. I will explain soon. Uh, Availability time frame: early access from 17th of June, in less than 2 weeks, and the first version of the finished product will be available on 30 November this year. Now, to have a preliminary conclusion, what I can say is that, and what I want to be clear is that Arthur is a 100x context for sessions that will enable us to get more resources and expands our service. My bet that the impact in all sides of the business will be super positive, and you'll soon understand why. Why? But mainly because that Arthur is super powerful as a product architect. But before going deep diving into details, some context. So sessions as a company, some of you know all this. Some of you, this information may be new, but it's important to set up the foundation before building the Arthur story. So we are a venture capital backed company with more than 10 million in raised capital. Almost half of it was invested by me, and I will continue to invest. So again, we are a venture-backed capital. We raised money to build the platform. We are still in building mode. I invested a lot of money. I will continue to invest, and planning to attract more. Because in order to accelerate product development, we still need to raise more. The platform today still needs a lot of investments, both from product capabilities side, but also for growth. Today, from my perspective, we are still moving slow on both sides of building, but we are a small team. We are just 25 that are building. Basically, we are bundling 6 startups already in one. We are 25. We have good momentum, but we need more people on both product and growth to move faster. Literally, we think that and see Arthur as a cheat code. It's not something that we invented today. It's something that we're preparing since 2020, 2021. It's part of our patents, and I hope not to forget to attach the session to the session to the session takeaways, to attach the a link to our patents. It's super interesting. Uh, we really believe that Arthur will add growth and investment resources and unprecedented level, again with huge impact on sessions as a company and as a platform. Now, why this? Why I'm so excited about Arthur? Why I think that Arthur will add this momentum to sessions. Uh, and it all starts with how do we see the future, what is our understanding towards the future, and what is the future towards we are building to. I think this is super important for any startup, but for sessions, painting a clear image of the future in order to calibrate our growth, it's fundamental. So how do we imagine this future at sessions? Mentioning that I will write a thesis on this, a more detailed thesis on this very soon, most probably this week, or maximum the next one. Uh, our vision of the future is based on three pillars. Uh, One is that the end of work is here, and the end of work it's here has to do with the rise of flexibility and rise of the fact that more and more people around the world, millions, tens of millions, are actually doing their wish. They have full control over their career. They are freelancer, content creators, entrepreneur, digital nomads. There are more and more people are embracing the flexible life, the new way of life. And I think that because people are doing what they love, we cannot work. We cannot name that as work. Although I'm investing a lot of time in what I'm doing, I literally don't call building Arthur and sessions work. It's so amazing and so exciting that for me it's pure pleasure. And I think that this kind of new way of working, it's here, and this is why the old paradigm it's done. The end of old way of working, it's passé. This is accepted by the mainstream, but it still has some obstacles on the way, but it's happening because the best in the market adopted this way of working, and for sure best performing organizations on the long term will adopt the flexible way of working, the work from anywhere way of working. This is accepted again by the mainstream. It's happening, but this rise in flexibility will also is also being enabled by the second pillar of our vision toward the future, the end of software. Uh, this is something that the in Silicon Valley it's kind of known, pretty accepted that software as we know it is coming to an end. The rise of the AI agent, more than large language model, the AI agents, those smart helpers that will help us to do specific job, will basically make all type of software obsolete. uh, Natural language interfaces, the new wave of interfaces, something that was seen when OpenAI launched a few weeks ago, is something that will most probably become the norm, because that's the natural way of doing things. People should not have to learn interfaces. People should not be placed into the position of perpetually actualizing their knowledge about how software works. And this will not happen anymore. This is possible. We have the possibility to build softwares that now that are using uh, that are eliminating the friction between the people, the user and the software. So yeah, from my perspective, the end of software is coming. A new breed of technology will be here to enable end of work, will help people do things that they are not imagining they are capable. And art will be some sort of this type of enable. And the last pillar of our imagined future is what we call the end of the enterprise. This growth in work flexibility, this rise in technology, this rise in new type of softwares and AI systems and automations will make enterprises more and more slim and more and more flexible. Also, enterprises will become flexible and they will become much smaller than what we are used to. Uh, but with this, what will happen is that literally we will be witnessing a Cambrian explosion of small businesses and solopreneurs. And this is what we are calling the rise of the next billion entrepreneurs. This will be people that will be super flexible in how they are doing their jobs. They will move between projects. They will choose to stay 10 years in one project or 2 weeks in projects. They will be able to move from a job to another one, or they will be able to build their own organizations or be part of many organizations. But all of this will be enabled by a new type of software. And for them, for this new wave of entrepreneurs, we are building Arthur for the next literally for the next billion entrepreneurs. Now in this future, uh, Arthur, we design Arthur to literally be a helper, to act as a supercharged executive assistant for anyone on planet Earth. We did here a quick presentation on this, but you have to imagine that Arthur will be your own sidekick. Basically, you will be able to command an entire day and the entire tool stack only through natural language. You will be able in your morning to verify what's your schedule, to prepare the links for all your meetings, to prepare the content from all of your tasks, all of your meetings directly by interacting with Arthur, like talking with a tool that can execute tasks for you, not only offer suggestions. Literally, Arthur will make work simpler, easier, clear, and will allow us to focus on what truly matters. Uh, what are the differentiators? Why Arthur is different? Uh, First, it's a totally new kind of software. We have to imagine that it's way more closer to what OpenAI launched from an interact just from an interacting perspective that with anything else. From Arthur will not have this complexity in the interface. Everything will be modeled towards natural language, towards allowing us to operate the software with natural language, but also we will have some tactile interaction points. Uh, but what's the idea is that in this natural language interface, we will include all interaction context. You will not have no, there will be no more context switching. Everything will be fluid. You will not have to learn 10 ever evolving interfaces. Soon this will make very total sense. But again, all your interactions embedded, all your tools embedded into a single natural language full fluid interface with minimal language learning curve. Arthur already knows everything that is to be known about the tools that Arthur orchestrates. Uh, Arthur also has an orchestrator. Basically, to you will be able to input him through natural language. He will know what to do because he knows everything that is needed to be known. And with this, will orchestrate a bunch of modules, a bunch of AI agents, all connected to a common memory. Uh, these are the differentiators in a nutshell, to say it. It's a new kind of software. This is important to put us in the different paradigm. It's commanded by natural language. Through natural language, it orchestrates a series of modules, connectors, and AI agents, all based on a unified memory. And I will give more details very, very soon. uh, Arthur and the tools like it will solve what we call the clutter toolbox paradox. One of the biggest problems in today's software, in today's technological landscape, is the fact that we have a lot of complexity. We have too much complexity, actually. We have too much tools to operate and interconnect, too much tools that we need to learn. And all these are creating so much noise that somehow we have a lot of counter effects from them, and this is what we call the toolbox paradox. And my perspective is that now, with the fact that all the tools will create their own AI tools, we will also have a lot of new AI tools by themselves. The level of complexity is getting even messier in this first phase, until reaching until to reach that end of work, end of software, and end of enterprise context, we still have to go through a messier phase. But Arthur and tools alike are here to solve the problem. We have, by the way, for those who are interested, we have our initial contextual video here. It's super interesting, very abstract at some point, but it explains very well the clutter toolbox paradox and how we abstractly solving it. But right now we are solving this through Arthur. Good. So now we are moving forward to the more technical side, but it's not very technical. Actually, it's very high level. By the way, my objective with this kind of sessions is to create content sufficiently clear enough to make sense for everybody, not for very technical people. Literally, what we build, we tried it. It's not simple because we have a lot of complexity embedded into our work, but we try to make it simpler. And actually, this is one of the biggest reasonings behind Arthur, to build a product that simplifies the zero the cluttered toolbox paradox, the complexity from our technology. So what's the product architecture of Arthur? We have four big layers. One is the interaction layer, the natural language input. The other one is the processing layer, the natural we input through natural language, and this natural language is processed by an AI orchestrator, who transforms our input into commands to AI agents, modules, and connectors, all of them being connected to a common memory. When I'm talking about modules here, we can think at video conferencing module, chat module, calendar module, a whiteboard module, a contact module. We will have, because we are building also for sessions, evergreen module, video editing module. At some point we will have a video notes module, something like Loom. Also we will have a email module. And these are our R2R's internal sessions, internal modules. But also we will connect to external modules, Google Docs, BoardMix, HubSpot, Miro. Actually, we plan to have a marketplace in which to be able to deploy very fast also external modules. So through natural language, you will be able, an AI custom trained orchestrator will be able to operate this module. But also R2R has a series of specialized agents, because it's not the AI orchestrator who literally commands the modules, are specialized AI assistants, AI agents who are super specialized. R2R will have one agent that's specialized on scheduling, one on calendars, one on context, one agenda. Uh, so but also I want to add that outside agents and modules we also have these connectors. This is something different from sessions, because R2 will be able, for example, to go to Zoom, like into a Zoom session, to add data from there and ingest it into its system. So R2 will have the capability also to agents to go to outside of its system. uh, so again, we have the interaction language. The first layer is the natural language interface, a natural language first interface that seamlessly evolves and auto generates. We have all these modules, and instead of having learning all their interfaces, Arthur will build the proper interfaces considering the moment or what we need from him. Uh, these natural language inputs will be transformed into will be processed by an orchestrator, a custom trained orchestrator. This is important. Each orchestrator will evolve to be efficient for us. And this orchestrator will translate natural language into structures to control AI agents, modules, and connectors from layer 3, which is the execution layers, where we have modules like that, like I explained, are video conferencing, whiteboarding, storage, contacts, calendars. Uh, modules are basically the features from the old paradigm. We have AI agents who are specialized assistants, to call them, that will operate modules and connectors through which we are connecting through to third party systems. Uh, all these will be connected to a common memory that will build up all data and all context that were executed by the modules and AI agents and connectors. Again, product architecture Arthur will be 4 layers. The first one will be the interaction layer, a natural language fluid user experience. This will be super interesting. I think we will be the first with so much complexity. OpenAI's demo was strictly textual. With Arthur, we will have a lot of interactivity. Then we have the next layer, the processing layer, the AI orchestrator, then the execution layer with AI agents, modules, and connectors, and a common memory. This is super interesting, because by combining all these components, we will be able to generate to automate actually a lot of our activity, and enabling us to focus on what we what's our what we want to do, basically. uh, for the sake of exemplification, I included a end-to-end automation for a performance marketing coach activities using Arthur. With some examples, I will not go through all of them in this session, but they are found in the attached document. So For example, a performance marketing coach could use uh, Arthur for client onboarding, and we could be able to instruct Arthur, please onboard a new client named Sarah. Arthur automatically through the orchestrator will know that in context, in the modules context, will create a new client profile. The AI agent that's specialized into onboarding sequence will start push the elements necessary for onboarding, considering its training. Uh, Also, this data will be pushed into third-party systems like HubSpot or Google Drive for consolidation, and of course, all this while pushing data into the memory. Uh, Another example: scheduling. We can ask Arthur in this context to schedule a session with Sarah. The orchestrator automatically transform this into concrete tasks for the modules, the connectors, and the agents. Uh, Basically, the scheduler agent will be activated and interact. The agent will interact with Sarah to find the perfect timing, and for this, we'll use the calendar and the scheduling modules. Of course, all of this will push data directly into Google Drive, Google Calendar, or what different calendar providers are out there. Of course, everything is all these actions are stored into the sessions history. In the same way, Arthur can help to sessions preparations, to in sessions assistants, to help create follow-ups for the interactions with Sarah, to create continuous engagements with Sarah, to do performance tracking and feedback, including at some point even billing and invoicing it if we will have connectors to or module billing and invoicing modules, which is very possible to integrate with third-party systems. And basically, this will be we will have a lot of core modules integrated in Arthur, like we have in sessions, but we are super open to do also other integrations. So these are some exemplifications of what Arthur will be able to do for a performance marketing coach. But just imagine, literally, Arthur is a combination of modules, AI agents, and connectors that are operating through a smart orchestrator that processes natural language. So basically, just name the persona, and we will find tens of use cases. Now, to move forward on the story side of things, from day one, we considering the power that Arthur will have, we thought that would be super interesting to have a uh, friendly branding, have a brandly personality and this interesting backstory, uh, to not confuse it with something that is not. Arthur is a super smart toy. Is a toy that has the power to be a very, very, very relevant sidekick for all of us. So when we designed Arthur to be the friendly and humorous sidekick from a faraway planet, Arthur is inspired by Arthur's Dent Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, uh, a s- a character that has a lot of traits that we found to be very interesting to include in a personal sidekick. But more than this, this is where the name comes. So the name comes from Arthur Dent, but the background and the background story of Arthur is that Arthur actually is an informational being from a very very far away planet. He is part of a civilization that rushed its way to peak evolution. They reached top level and they became bored to death. So to prevent this from happening in other places into the universe, they literally decided to spread across it and help others enjoy the wonders of life and not fall into the techno evolution trap. Uh, and yes, Earth was assigned to Arthur. This is why Arthur came to Earth. And to be accepted by humanity, Arthur took the personality of Arthur Dent, who is a very quirky and super humorous character and embodies a blend of intelligence, humor, and reliability. We have some secret plans to make Arthur look or sound like Ryan Reynolds, who is the most agreeable human on earth. But we still have discussions with the team, his team. That's why it's not super. I think this part we still have to keep secret, but we are preparing very something very very interesting on this side. But yeah, Arthur missions on Earth as a backstory is to free us as much as time possible and to reduce to zero our tech friction to empower us to do more better than before. Uh, as a tone of voice, Arthur will be friendly, approachable, more humorous, and witty. Arthur Dent style, confident and clear, super practical Arthur style. Uh, from a growth to market perspective, Arthur was announced last week, and we will have it on early access on 17th of June for those who register, and from 30 November will be we will enable public access. We will go live with the product. From a business model perspective, we designed Arthur to be a single product, a single subscription that includes a lot of value, a lot of modules that in the old paradigm are other licenses, connectors also, and AI agents. By the way, this is an important mention. We will have Arthur, the core model, will come with a also a session subscription. So those of you who will want to use sessions, because both product will evolve in parallel. uh, yeah, Arthur subscription also will include a session starter, or this is to be defined, but it will include also access to sessions. Arthur will be available on all major platforms. Although we received some complaints this being too pricey, I don't think that it is. It will be extremely powerful. Uh, Arthur will enable us capabilities, unprecedented capabilities. Will enable just I gave as example simple use cases, but think that just through prompting, you will be anybody will be able on this planet to organize webinars or workshops or complex projects just by prompting and frictionless interaction. Uh, Arthur will enable, because okay, now those of us most of us who are seeing this video are literate in technology, and we are kind of able to manage all this complexity, but there are hundreds of millions of people who are scared of the complexity of organizing a webinar. Arthur will enable only through voice commands for anybody to do a super qualitative workshop or any webinar experience. And again, this is just an example. Arthur will super lower the access to complex things. So this is why the pricing, but this is again just the beginning. Uh, of course, as we announced, we have at this moment a early adopter pack. This early adopter pack actually gives us priority access to Arthur, to the first iterations of the product, which will be totally imperfect. By the way, that's why we launch only in November. But the early adopter pack will give access to the first iterations of the product, and also will give access to the building process and the community around the building process. Also 12 months of product access post launch, and some interesting investing sessions opportunities then that we will open in the future. This early adopter pack, as we announced, is 399 for sessions user and 499 for non-sessions user, and only for those that are having a sessions LTD in place are able to access a 999 lifetime deal, because as always we count on their on their feedback and their involvement into this. So again, in November, sessions will be available at 99 per month. We think that the price is justified for the value that will include. In this price, we will also have a session subscriptions to start. For start, still to be defined details, but for now we have some very interesting early adopter packs for those who want to participate more closely to the building process. Now, to move forward and kind of conclude, this was a long session. Sessions and R2R are built in parallel, with two separate teams, but they share components and they are part of the same company. Uh, we are building uh, we are building sessions to perfectly serve the present. This is a tool that enables us on a daily basis to do our jobs in the perfectly articulated for the context of the present. But we are building Arthur to perfectly serve the future. uh, my perspective is that these two threads will merge in the future, but there is still time till then. Uh, but based on Arthur's strategy, sustained by technology and the sustained by sessions technology and progress till now, we plan to do a mega financing round in the next period to accelerate development on both product and accelerate go to market. It's super important. We need to push sessions out there, more accelerated. Yeah, so this is super important. Based on Arthur's strategy, we plan to do a super impressive financing round with a strong community component and angel investor component. By the way, already have some interesting progress in this direction. uh, but also, what's super important is, besides Arthur, besides financing, expect to have a lot of cool progress for sessions also in the next period. We'll announce some very interesting things at the town halls in the next few days. So, concluding episode one, sessions as a platform continues, grows, and accelerate. We really believe that Arthur will be a success, that will serve a new paradigm, that we are totally a future in which we believe in, and we believe that this success will also add resources to grow sessions as a platform in a more accelerated way, because already a lot of things are accelerating and are being delivered there. And finally, thank you so much for reaching this point of the video. That's literally amazing. I don't know how much time, I think almost an hour. Thank you so much. Please, please, please help us with spreading the word, is the most important thing. Help me with the channel. Please like, subscribe, yeah, and help us spread the word. Thank you so much. Really hope that this is an interesting session for you.